Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. We are looking at a massive shift happening in the digital space right now. We're going to explore how website performance has completely evolved. It's no longer just a technical nicety or a nice to have. It is an absolutely critical business requirement for your agency's clients. I mean, if you've ever felt that pit in your stomach when a client complains about a sluggish website or dropping conversion rates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So today, we're unpacking the reality of white label WordPress development, and specifically, how partnering with true experts like Viral Chili is solving this huge headache for growing agencies.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're hitting the new performance mandate, the white label advantage, built for ultimate speed, reliability across every device, and we'll wrap up with proving your agency's value. Let's get to it.
Section 1, the new performance mandate. Why speed is a business requirement. Look, the hard truth about the modern digital landscape is that visitor patience has literally never been thinner. So we really need to ask a slightly uncomfortable question. Is your agency's reputation lagging? Because right now, clients are measuring your agency's success directly through the performance outcomes they're staring at in their analytics dashboards. It's one of the most glaringly obvious metrics they have. If search rankings suddenly drop, if user retention slips, or if revenue just stalls out, the very first thing they look at is the website your agency built. Think about this number for a second. 1 in 4. 1 in 4 visitors will completely abandon a website if it takes more than 4 seconds to load. 4 seconds. That means before they've even read a single word of your carefully crafted copy, 25% of your audience is just gone. Poof. Delivering consistently high-performing sites to prevent that kind of drop-off requires a level of deep, technical expertise that, frankly, most agencies really struggle to maintain in-house. Moving on to Section 2, the white label advantage. Building proactively, not reactively. Smart agencies aren't solving this technical capacity issue by going on an endless hiring spree. They're solving it by partnering with dedicated teams like Viral Chili. Think about the difference here. On one hand, you've got the reactive approach, waiting around for a client to get mad and complain and then scrambling to patch slow load times. But on the other hand, you have the proactive approach, treating speed and structure as a totally non-negotiable foundation right from day one. Preventing performance issues during the initial build is always, and I mean always, easier and cheaper than desperately trying to fix technical debt after a site is already live. A dependable white label partner builds that performance ceiling incredibly high before a single visitor ever clicks a link. Section 3, built for ultimate speed, mastering the core metrics. So how exactly do specialized developers weave that ultimate speed into your client projects? Well, it all starts with Core Web Vitals. You guys know these, Google's absolute clearest technical benchmarks. We're talking largest contentful paint, interaction to next paint, and cumulative layout shift. These aren't just arbitrary made-up numbers. They measure real user experience. They measure how visitors actually feel when they're interacting with the site. The crucial takeaway here is that hitting strong scores on these vital metrics requires really deliberate technical decisions throughout the entire build. You literally can't just slap a caching plugin on at the end and call it optimized. Getting this right from the start gives your clients a measurable, distinct SEO advantage over competitors who are still limping along on patched-up builds. It's really helpful to map out how these behind-the-scenes architectural decisions, like smart caching or efficient database queries, translate directly into massive benefits for your client. When a client launches a huge marketing push, they absolutely need stability under traffic spikes. When you deliver that stability, you earn their deep, long-term confidence. And sustaining performance over time, that means providing clean architecture so they can add hundreds of pages or brand new product lines without the site slowly grinding to a halt under the weight of technical debt. We all know images are pretty much always the biggest culprit of heavy page weight. But white label teams like Viral Chili, they systematically tackle this checklist so your clients never have to compromise. They're serving correctly sized images for every device, using modern formats like WebP, implementing lazy loading so initial rendering isn't blocked, and applying compression with zero visible quality degradation. The end result? Your clients get a visually stunning, media-rich site that is still blazing fast. It's a total win-win. Which brings us to Section 4, reliability across every device. The mobile-first reality. Because let's face it, having lightning-fast speed on a desktop means absolutely nothing if it doesn't translate to the actual device sitting in your user's hand. True mobile performance requires way more than just a responsive layout. For years, agencies kind of thought, hey, if the site stacks nicely on a phone, the job's done, right? Wrong. Responsive design is literally just the baseline. True mobile execution demands optimized touch interactions, appropriately sized assets for cellular bandwidth, highly efficient font loading, and significantly reduced JavaScript execution, because mobile processors just don't handle heavy code the same way desktop hardware does. Adapting a desktop build as an afterthought simply doesn't cut it anymore. And why is getting mobile right so absolutely crucial? Because of this staggering number, 85%. 85% of customers expect a perfectly consistent experience across all devices and platforms. If a site performs beautifully on Chrome but completely breaks on Safari, or if it flies on a laptop but crawls on an iPhone, that destroys client credibility instantly. That is exactly why rigorous, cross-environment testing by a specialized partner like Viral Chili is an absolute necessity before launch. It's a baseline expectation today, not some optional premium feature.
Finally, Section 5, Proving Your Agency's Value. Measurable results for clients.
So, how does all this technical heavy lifting actually translate to your agency's bottom line? Listen, every single agency out there promises great work, but leveraging a white label partner actually gives you the hard ammunition to prove it. You get a steady stream of undeniable, quantifiable metrics: crisp load time reports, soaring core web vital scores, massive bounce rate reductions, and top-tier mobile performance benchmarks. You track these before and after a build, and suddenly you have concrete, data-backed evidence to drop into your case studies and, most importantly, to present during those crucial client renewal meetings. I absolutely love this takeaway: when your work is measurable, its value is undeniable. It perfectly hits the nail on the head. Website performance sits exactly at the intersection of technical quality and tangible business results for your agency. You aren't just selling a pretty design anymore. You are selling a high-performance engine that actually drives their business forward. And best of all, you have the hard numbers to prove it. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. What will your agency build next? Knowing what we know now, that fast, stable, and consistent websites simply do not happen by accident, that they are the result of deliberate, specialized decisions made from day one, how are you going to use this proactive standard? When you partner with a specialized team like Viral Chili to deliver technical excellence on every single project, you completely stop being just another vendor. You become the partner they trust with absolutely everything. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this gives you a powerful new perspective and a competitive edge for your next client build.